than 4,000 miles away in Southeast Asia, along the southern leg of the Silk Road, another mysterious civilization has been challenging the historians. Towering above the jungle canopy of Cambodia, this was the crowning achievement of the Khmer people, who lived here at Angkor Wat between 800 and 1400 AD. It is an awe-inspiring sight, a vast, stunningly engineered temple complex, the largest religious monument in the world. But at its heart lies an enigma. The civilization that created it seemed to have come out of nowhere. There are few traces of what came before, and few clues to the history of the Khmer people to whom we owe this remarkable place. Professor Charles Hyam has dedicated his professional life to answering the questions that hang over the Angkor civilization.
There is so much to find out about Southeast Asia, but the dominance of the civilization of Angkor over so many centuries is one of the things that attracts any archaeologist coming to Southeast Asia. The first visitors to this great city and temple of Angkor came in the 16th century, and ever since Western people have been wanting to know about its origins. How did it happen? Who was responsible for these enormous monuments? And therefore my interest was trying to find the origins of it way back in the prehistoric past.
One of the things that puzzles experts about this hauntingly magnificent complex is that although the Khmer people are unquestionably Southeast Asian, the temples at Angkor show clear signs of a completely different society, one 2,000 miles and a cultural world away, India. The very center of the temple, with its enormous sandstone towers, was built to represent Mount Meru, the home of the Hindu gods and a sacred site in India. And the Indian influence is equally clear in the detailed artwork that covers the site.
This is one of the best examples of the stimulus provided by Indian epic literature upon the people of Angkor. The local people of Angkor picked up all these fantastic stories taken from the Mahabharata and the Ramayana, these epic Indian literature, and they produced here this great relief that extends over tens of meters on each direction. And essentially this particular one depicts the churning of the ocean of milk, which was designed in order to generate from the oceans below the earth the elixir of immortality known as Amrita.
It isn't just Hinduism that seems to have been an influence at Angkor. The temple at nearby Angkor Thom is decorated with hundreds of sculpted heads. But these figures echo another Indian religion, Buddhism. These images of Khmer kings reflect a strong identification with the Indian prophet, Buddha.
Indian influence is something that's been dominant in trying to explain and understand this civilization. Looking around you at Angkor, you can't help but notice the extraordinary similarities that exist between the architecture, the religion, the language, the script. Everything seems to come from India, and yet in fact there is a very, very solid local overlay. So the Indian influence comes in by all means, but it's molded, it's adopted, it's used by the local people to their own advantage. And so therefore it's an interesting mixture that one is constantly trying to unravel. The veneer of Indian culture over a solid local base is the sort of model that we're now working on and looking at.
Clearly the Khmer people had been in contact with Indian ideas and religion over many years. But how had such a powerful influence reached them from such a distance? We know that the Silk Road was never just one highway. There were numerous routes, not all of them on land. At about the time Angkor Wat was built, the Chinese were trading